Okay, I'm going to, quickly put this up now, so that we can all benefit from it. And while I am trying to do that, this is what I am going to do. Okay, to quickly assess before I actually place a trade. And this is not what I really wanted to do today, but there is a signal to take a trade on X on GBP USD, and I'm going to do that right away. I'm going to do that right away. Okay, and that is, here we go. Okay, and you get to see that immediately, from here. Okay, yes, that's the signal just coming in, and this is it. Takes just a little seconds, before that happens. Okay, and while we're analyzing the market, and while we are also going through the Beacon FX.trade mega project, this web application, we will also see how this go. They actually to less than 24 hours to assemble a Toyota. There are actually two signals though, but I am going to make a video with just this one. So let me welcome you guys to this amazing session. Okay, and if this is your first time, actually this is our first time to make a video on a live stream. We've done a couple of videos, okay, while we were at the testing phase of building this amazing application, but that is not why we are here. But if this is actually your first time, okay, this is Beacon FX.trade, and we will try as much as possible to, that's the aim, that's the intention, to help traders of every category. Okay, even if you are an intending trader, someone who is just still thinking about, should I go start trading or not, or you just started, or maybe you have been in the middle of it and still not sure. Even if you're a professional trader, this is the right place for you. We just want to be able to uh, work with all of these categories of people to help ourselves to understand the markets before we start risking our money. So that is that about that. While we are at it, I would want to say that this is not about making random predictions. Okay, it's not about that. Now if you look at what made, okay, I think I need to put in some things before, not actually getting out of the trade, but to show to, I need to add the take profit and also the stop loss. Okay, so in case we maybe if the market doesn't go in the direction with which we have predicted, okay, then it can easily take us out. So I'm going to manually do this. All right, so now you see it. This is the stop loss, this is the take profit, and if by measuring it, it's a 30 pips stop loss and a 60 pips take profit. That's ratio 1 to 2, right? All right, now like I said, that this is not about making random predictions. Our methodology here at Beacon FX Trade is purely on MCF, and MCF here is called Market Control Framework. Okay, yeah, that's what it is, Market Control framework. So it's about understanding what's happening, and also why it is happening. And I'll put it in this way, if you know what's happening and also why it's happening, then how to prepare for it. So before we look at or we analyze this chart that we are currently looking at, I would say that the market doesn't pay you. Okay, it doesn't pay people for for guessing. Of course, you can be lucky when you guess the market or guess the direction, and maybe yes, you can be lucky, but it doesn't pay people for guessing. It rewards people who are prepared. Okay, so I guess you understand that. So this video is going to be here for as long as possible, so I'm not going to be going straight into the market pause. That's another thing, but it's good as we got a signal to to buy or to sell today. And our very first live streaming instrument that we traded today, on even ever on Beacon FX the trade on live streaming, is GBP USD. So I think that's a good one. So today's market pause, we are not going to talk about it. Okay, yes, we are not going to talk about it. So let me quickly go to where it's supposed to be, so that we can also see or get to know, if you find yourself in this place, then to know how or where you can find that. Now anytime you come to, you have to sign up as a member, right? Once you create an account, and then you come to intelligence, and you go to market pause. We are waiting to make the final adjustment to it before it can be fully live, and I'm not shy to show that it's been dead from 3 days ago. Okay, yeah, we stopped it, but let me just show you how it works. Let me just show you around it to see what we have been able to put together. This is powerful for retail trading. In fact, can categorically say or confidently say that this is one of a kind, one that has no other. All right, so this is where we pick our trade ideas from, or trade, yeah, I'll put it trade ideas, because that's the best word to use. So every Monday, or I'd say every day, okay, because the system updates every 4 hours, like you can see from here. System updates every 4 hours. So let's not just say every Monday, because I can only be doing this every Monday. Okay, and we have to look into our schedule to see if we can be coming back to the market pause every other day to see what we can do about it. But every Monday, okay, the goal is simple here from our desk. We will want to what we want to do is to answer one important question, and that is, what should traders pay attention to this week? All right, market don't just move like that. Market don't just react um differently or quickly like that, with different maybe I don't know how to put it. I don't know how to put it to make you understand it. All right. So what we want to do is to answer, important questions that we have been able to gather for the week, and that is what should traders pay attention to for that week. All right. And if you get to notice that, get to see that, you see that from here. Okay. Once we have this activated, you are going to see all of those information from here. And while we are doing that, we can also still be looking at the trade for the day. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, still be looking at the trade for the day so that we don't miss anything. Now, and that's what you're going to actually understand by the end of this session. Okay, what is driving the market this week? Okay, that's what you're going to get every Monday, so that you can know what to focus on. That is what this little information that I've just passed is what most institutional trading firms, most these big proprietary trading firms, large trading firms, institutions, this is what they pay attention to. Okay, they don't pay attention to every up and down and every down and up. Okay, now you're going to know what is driving the market, every week. You're also going to know which currencies look stronger. You're also going to know which currencies looks weaker, so that you know what to pair together. So sometimes, okay, I guess that you guys understand. I guess some of you that has been trading, maybe traded throughout last year, know how XAU, that is gold versus the US dollar, was just constantly, shooting, to the sky, and it has the breaks, a lot of barriers, breaks a lot of broke a lot of resistance, kept shooting higher, and a lot of people, made their money from it. So that is, one of the things with which you must have understand why this is happening. Not just a random news. We have been able to put together a whole lot, that would prepare every trader of all categories to understand what is happening and how to go about the market every week, and which is, very, which is very, very good. So another thing is that if gold is likely to have an active in a week, because we trade gold a lot, all right, gold, cryptocurrencies like BTC or Bitcoin, or BTC, which is Bitcoin, and or Ethereum, right? Yes, and also which major news event deserves your attention. We get to see all of that from, the market pulse. We get to see all of that from market pulse. And I'm just trying to say, okay, these are the things we look at here, and that reduce all of these things. I'd say reduces our risk, so much, so that it helps us not to just dabble into any trade. That's what a lot of traders do. They wake up, they just want to take a trade, they make the wrong decision, and they be like, okay, let me quickly analyze again to have a revenge trade. Okay, which is not one of the things that we have tried to overcome. That challenge, we have tried to overcome that. And if you look at the the dashboard section, after maybe you log in or you sign in, okay, if there is any caution, you get to see the caution here. Okay, and you also get to see the questionnaire and a whole lot of other information, but this video is going to be for that part, is going to be for another day. All right, so you also get other things that you will actually get. I don't know if this can be activated today. Okay, I hope it can, or it should be activated today. If it does, definitely that is going to be a huge relief. That's going to be a huge relief. So you also get which major news event that deserves your attention. Okay, yeah, major news event that deserves your attention. Everything is done in here. Everything you get to find in here, and it is one of the smartest page or section of this web application. Okay, so you also get which markets are worth watching. Okay, yeah, you get to get that, and which ones may be better left alone, without uh you know maybe until conditions, the conditions that will support it improves. You will see all of that in the market pulse. You get to see all of that in the market pulse, so you do not have to worry. And for some traders, why we had to make sure, we could have done the market pulse in the background. Okay, we could have calculated all of this in the background, or have it hidden for traders, and just let people have the asset strength, or maybe even the trade buyers alone. But the team thought that it was not going to make enough sense if you don't know why you're buying, or why you're not even why you're buying, why you want to buy, because this is not a buy sell software. Okay, what the market is saying, why you should focus on which assets or instruments or currency or indices, okay, or cryptocurrency or crypto. Yeah, I think that's good. So this is not, like I said, it's not about taking a trade immediately. It's about building. It helps you to build a plan, before the market asks you to, yes, make a decision. That's what we always do. Once we have everything sorted out, from market pulse, the asset strength, which is unavailable now, and also the trade bias. Once we have that, the next thing we quickly always do is to make sure we immediately go to the chart, to allow the chart to define the direction with which we should go. Okay, the market pulse is saying, this is what the market pulse is indicating. Okay, but is the market pulse indicate, if the market pulse is indicating maybe we should buy, okay, what is the best position to buy from? That is what we, when we now come to the technicals, or the to now start using technical analysis. And this has been nothing but a whole lot of blessings to us here at Beacon FX The Trade, because if you actually look at our what's it called, our history, I'm going to take you to the performance too. Okay, I think we should just do that straight. Let's quickly go to the performance. All right, now you see we have 272 wins and 92 losses. All right, if you just go to the performance page, that tells a lot, a whole lot. It tells a whole lot. Now, so far so good. We've March, when we started, there was 72 trades, and this is what we were able to get, 57.2%. And in April, there was 32.8%. Okay, then in May we have 82.8%, and in June we had 40.2%. So far so good. We still have 9.7% in the month of what? The month of July. So that's how it's going to continue to go. And you can also get to find it out here. Do a lot of your research here. And if you need to filter, let's say you want to also maybe filter how many XAU USD trades and the wins that we have had. We've had about 272 wins, Is that? Yeah. No, no, not for, not we've had for XAUSD. How about all the buy, all the sells? So look at all of the buys that we've had. We've, won so many of it. Okay, won so many of it. XAUSD. You know how fast, how volatile it always is. So that is that about that. Then I also want to talk about the one of the biggest mistakes that traders make, and that is opening, when they come and they open a chart. Okay, when they come and they open a chart and they immediately want to look for a trade. Okay, now professional traders usually do the opposite. I've said that in the free videos that I made and was posted in the course section of this web application. You can also find out or find the video from here. Okay, yeah, one of the videos here. So you need to read through one, and then watch one video, take the test, then before you can get, I think it's this lesson. I think it's the first lesson though, after the introduction video. So like I said, traders do the opposite. Traders always do the opposite, and they will ask, what is the market trying to tell me today? You find out all of that out here. What is the market trying to tell me today? Now, only after that, after you have answered that question, do that traders start looking for opportunities. And I think I mentioned that earlier. And that is the habit that we want to build with you, because it is a habit that we have built within ourselves here at Beacon FX Trade. Now the goal here is not to to trade more. Okay, like you can see, so far so good. The month of July, we've just had 9.7%. Okay, it's not to trade more. It's not, goal is to trade better, if I'll put it in that way. The goal here is to become a better trader, and sometimes, if you would want me to say this, you must have heard it a lot from a lot of people, that the best decision is to wait. Yes, the best decision is to what? To wait. And waiting itself is also a trading decision. Okay, so I think you understand all of the little that I'm talking about. Now, another thing that we should also look at here is, I wanted us, if the market pulse was active, I would have wanted us to take an in-depth look at it, because it helps. It has 97-98% advantage over every other thing you see on the website. Yes, it has 97 to 98% of every other thing you see on the website. This is where we ask ourselves, is the market calm? This is where we ask ourselves, or is it highly volatile? Or are there, what are our traders focusing? Are they focusing on inflation? Are they focusing on, whatever it is, are they focusing on employment rate, central bank decisions? Are they focusing on, geopolitical development? And mind you, everything you see out there, most of the information you see out there, it takes a whole lot of reasoning, okay, an advanced methodology and algorithm to be able to break it down, into what we have been able to break it down into. Now you can see different sections: trade implications, you can see the next catalyst, you can see watch list, you can see risk, you can see volatility overview, you can see why markets are moving. Okay, you can see a whole lot, evidence and confirmation. You can see institutional intelligence or intelligences. So beautiful what institutions are currently doing. Okay, you can see narrative intelligence, regime and timeline, and also into historical context. What happened, in what happened, what is currently happening now that has happened before. All right, yeah. Then decision intelligence and so on, and so forth. That is huge. That's beautiful. That's powerful. That is something you can never get. Okay, something you can never get, from you can never get it from any other place except from the Market Intelligence 4.0 of the Beacon FX the Trade web application. Okay, now those are all the things that I mentioned. Okay, everything is here. Now, once all of this are now happen, now these are the larger, these are the bigger forces, or I'd call them the larger forces. Okay, and what they do is they move all of these things that I mentioned. They move the they often move many markets at the same time. Okay, and if you as a trader understands the bigger picture first, I think the individual charts will then usually make more sense to you as a financial trader. Yes, it will make more sense to you. Now, if we look at it, in a different way, let's look at it in this way. That maybe, let's say that market pulse is like maybe you are checking the weather before leaving your house. That is the simple explanation, the most simplest explanation you can have. Okay, and if it is not going to rain, you definitely will not be carrying an umbrella because someone else is carrying it. You've already checked, you've already verified, right? And with market pulse, it's more like you get to look at the weather by yourself. Okay, the same applies. You get to see what you are dealing with. You get to understand why the market is moving. You get to read, see different data of different, currencies. Okay, and we here also, we want you, as much as we want to understand today's market conditions before placing any trade. So even if what I am getting or what we are getting from market pulse is different from what is making, or for any reason that the technicals are just, maybe there is volatility, a sudden volatility in any financial instrument. Let's say XAUSD is volatile for just a moment, and we are not getting that from the market pulse. What we always do is never involve yourself. Okay, never, for any reason whatsoever, never involve yourself. And that, I think that is that about that, and that is enough. Market pulse, or the entire Market Intelligence 4.0, is enough to give us enough data, enough information, enough guidance, enough direction, enough market information to make our decision on. Now, I'm going to also quickly go to economic calendar. We just upgraded it, but I think the upgrade has not also finished. But I tell you, from the technical backend, it's we just wanted to give users all over the world the best. Okay, but technically we have it more. You can see every other thing clearly. The rest is just, I think, most of the work we need to do is just the UI stuffs, or the UX stuff. Okay, and now this is we all know how economic news is in the financial trading world. Okay, that is one of the biggest reasons that markets suddenly become active. Okay, so that's what we have been able to do here. Okay, If there is high impact, you get to see all the high impact. You get to see all the medium impact. You get to see all the low impact. If there's a holiday, you get to see it also. And when? If upcoming news, you get to see all the upcoming news. And also, if there are released news, you get to see all the released news. Okay, like I said, we're still working on a lot of things to make sure they are visible to all of us. Okay, now the some news has only small effect. Okay, other announcements can move the market within minutes. All right, but today we are going to pay attention to high impact news events, which is this. Now, if you're planning to trade around those times, I've seen a lot of forex traders who understands and trades the news. Tell people, okay, this is FOMC, this is NFP, okay, this is CPI, this is this is that, and they trade it. And one thing is, nobody has monopoly to the understanding of markets. We all only are using what we have. I always tell people that you use what you have to get what you want. So, and kudos to every one of them. But yes, if you're planning to trade around those times, and you need to be aware that price can move much more faster than usual at the news or the released or the event released period. All right, so for those of us who are new traders, it is wiser to always wait until the market settles before you enter a trade. Yeah, that's one thing that Beacon FX and all of the almost 600 active traders that we currently have are are doing. Okay, not just when the news comes out you start running up and down like you are just guessing what to do with the market. Once the news is out, you get to see, okay, I'll get to if I can get to the breaking news. Once you come from here, every event you get here is summarized here. All right, yes, it's summarized here, and then you get to know what to trade. So like I said, before you enter a trade, you settle onto the market. You wait until the market settles, and the goal is not to catch every move. Okay, the goal is not to catch every move. It's just to make sure you're making good decisions consistently. Okay, it's just to make sure you're making good decisions consistently. And also the asset strength, I would have loved to do that, but I think I'm going to skip that video until another time. I may remake this entire video, but I just felt the need to do something today, because it's been long we have been putting this up. It's been long, very long, that we've been putting this up, and I'm happy this is actually happening now. A quick one, the performance page. This is a performance page. You can easily, as a trader, okay, just import your trade here. Okay, MT4, MT5, and also trading view. You know how to do that. Okay, I think I'll do that in I'm gonna make a dedicated video for that. Or you can also log in. You can also connect your here. All right, you can just add your broker, and it's very simple. MT4, MT5, your broker, MT4, MT5. Remember I said that MT4, MT5. Okay, just add your broker, and here is your account number, and here is where your investor password goes to. Then your server, as if you're logging into your MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5. Okay, then the dates synchronized from the okay, then you just connect, and that's all. Okay, honestly, that is that about that. Every of your trade is going to come in here it's going to be loaded here immediately, and you get to see the system will score you on the based on your performance or performances. Okay, yeah, and that is that. I'm just making this video. I'm just so excited. Seriously, the Beacon FX, the trade is live, and we are happy that we are doing a lot that we're doing. I'll see you in the next video, and thank you very much, for taking your time.